You too! Every day is our day. Havoc, like always, has to make some type of appearance. Today's video, I'm gonna get a lot of hate and backlash. Someone's gotta do it. In my personal opinion, and obviously my opinion means nothing, I feel that the new Switch, the Switch 2.0, whatever they're gonna call it, if they make this, is destined to fail. Please don't unsub. I have more to explain. Please, listen. Then just maybe by the end of the video, you will still unsubscribe, but with a little more knowledge. So the original Switch is coming up on its 7th year. That is crazy. That's a really long time. You do the math? Yeah, that's 7 years. And the OLED is roughly, I'm a bit stretching it, but on its roughly 3rd year. We don't talk about the Switch Lite. I haven't even seen a person in public with the Switch Lite, I'll be honest. With very minor updates as well. The most substantial updates being the very few sprinkled in profile pictures.
This is the worst!
Other than that, it's been almost 7 years with the same goddamn home screen. You could turn it to dark mode though.
Cool.
Also on Twitter, I just saw about like 30 minutes ago, this is not in my script, that they're canceling the 3DS and the Wii U online communication. I mean, yeah, it's also been a very long time. Who really uses it? But to make space for the Switch 2 probably, for their servers. Plus the games that are coming out on the Switch now are showing how dated the Switch is. We haven't gotten like a very good port from a third-party company in a very long time, like Doom, you know, those types of games. It's been a minute. So the hardware is getting slow, but more on that in a little bit. I'm not going off of any rumors, by the way. I'm just going based off of how I personally feel and how it looks like it's gonna turn out. So I'm excited as much as the next person is, probably even more, maybe less, depending if they're an actual psychopath.
Here's Johnny!
But I really think that the situation that Nintendo is in, they're kind of destined to fail. So the easiest thing to expect from Nintendo would be like a Switch 2.0 or a Super Switch, or whatever type of cute name Nintendo comes up with, because they're great at that. So if we stick to that idea, right, they make a Nintendo Switch 2, which I don't know if you guys are aware, but the most trendiest thing in the video game market right now is the super portable consoles, meaning like the Steam Deck and all of those guys, the powerful handheld consoles that can play AAA games. Now this market's low-key becoming oversaturated, with a new console by a different company coming out every month of showing how powerful they are, how much battery life they have, this, and the third. It's becoming redundant. And then we go back to the Switch 2.0. Be honest, what are they gonna do to it, right? So with the Switch 2.0, I'm on the fence for this one. They might make the screen bigger. I personally think they honestly might leave it the same. They'll obviously improve the battery life. My guess is they keep the same type of remotes, but just redesign them, meaning that they can still use those remotes on the OG Switch, configure them to feel better in your hand. And then obviously the most important thing, they're gonna make it more powerful. And that's where the problem lies. And so when they do improve it, we know Nintendo, every time they improve their hardware, it's always a generation behind what is current day hardware. Which then why would you want to get the newer Switch? Now if you're a fanboy, obviously you're gonna get the next Switch. But as a normal consumer, there's so many different options that can do things and even better. Why would they pick the Switch? Now I hear your argument, Nintendo always branches off and does their own thing in comparison to the rest of the guys, which you are right, but what made the Switch so popular at the time was it was the first to really do it, in the sense of a portable device that can also stay at home. Like I said, there's so many now that will do it and can do it, that again, if you're not a Nintendo fanboy, the only thing you're missing out is Nintendo games if you get a different type of console. For them to just drop the Switch 2, they really need to add a new gimmick to it that a lot of these other companies might not be giving. They're in a super weird position. It's like, do they make a home console and just a home console? Which if they do, then that means they lost the whole audience that was so infatuated with the portable side. It is kind of funny how history repeats itself, because the Wii did absolutely amazing for being the first of its kind with the motion controls and everybody loving it. It hit a market that the other consoles couldn't compete with at that time. And then they made the Wii U, which completely bombed because they thought that that's what they should do for the second time. We all know the Wii U. I don't need to crack any more jokes on it than it already has.
Stop! He's already dead!
And then the Switch comes out. It hit a market that at that time, no one can really compete with. And it does numbers. Is Nintendo really just gonna repeat themselves and do it again? The upside to all of this is when the Switch 2 does come out, based off of timing, a new Mario game will definitely come out, probably dropping the same time as the console, just like how the Switch with Breath of the Wild did. Now, this one's not really a fair argument. I don't really think this is going to happen. but technically everything that Nintendo can even pull out of their bag of Nintendo IPs or anything like that, they threw it all on the Switch. The Switch kind of has everything Nintendo that you love of Nintendo. For them to make new games of all these IPs again, it was going to take a while. So after Mario, I would also assume that based on the other games that have already came out, the Switch 2 won't really have a lot of hard-hitting Nintendo games. At least after the first year, I'm gonna assume. I could be completely wrong, by the way, and if I am, by all means, that's fine by me. I love to see Nintendo win. There's only one head on top of my shoulders. In the Nintendo company, there is 100 heads on top of their shoulders. They can think of more ideas than my little puny tic-tac brain. So they have plenty of experience, and again, they should be smart enough to not repeat their past. So they probably already came up with a fantastic idea to fix this whole situation. For all I know, after I drop this video, the next day they drop their Switch 2. And this video becomes irrelevant. But thank you for watching this video. If you hated this video, go ahead and type it, comment it. I dare you. Comment how you hated this video. And then, if you do, I will respond with how well you smelled. Test me. As always, guys, every day is our day. And I'll see you on another video! Yo!